Spector is a pretty cool beast in that it uses the same type of draw and filter contour method that Mystic uses. But it also allows us to feed up to 6 oscillators into the filters and decide how their pitches are arranged. Let's dive in. I'm going to go for a screaming lead sound in this example. The middle section is where our oscillators live. You can see the numbers here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Each oscillator produces 2 waveforms that we can select here and here. Let's start by selecting the waveforms. Let's go with double sawtooth. We can change the tuning of the oscillators here. The waveforms and tuning that we set will be common for all of the oscillators. Leave coarse and fine at 0. Before we go any further, we need to mess around with the envelopes, because this slow attack time isn't going to work for building a lead sound. Select envelope 1 and set the attack to 5, the decay to around 180, the release to 30, and the sustain to 100. Use the exact same setting for envelope 2, except put the attack to 0. Let's also lower the cut 1 amount to 50. Much better. Now we need to decide how to arrange the oscillators as well as how many we'd like to use. Click on this little arrow here. There are 9 options to choose between. Any option that shows just a number and an oscillator, like 6, 3, 2, or 1, the oscillator will feature the advertised number of oscillators all at the same pitch. The settings that have a 1-2 ratio beside them will feature half of the oscillators at the same pitch and the other half pitched down 1 octave. These two with multiple numbers do things a little bit differently. Each set of oscillators will be pitched down to half of the frequency of the base pitch, then a third of the frequency, and a quarter of the frequency, and so on. For instance, for oscillator 6, 2 oscillators will be at the base pitch, with 2 at half the frequency, and the other 2 at a third of the frequency. Try it out. It creates a real thick sound. I just want to stick with the top option for this sound, 6 oscillators at the same pitch. Once again, we can draw in the contour for the filters using these large areas. You can also use the presets if you want to. Let's play around with this. Let's make the one on the left have a big valley and the one on the right look like a big hill. That sounds about right. Let's crank up the cutoff knobs for the filters. If you want, you can enable this length to keep them together. This is starting to shape up nicely.